Marissa, I wanted to let you know that I've arranged a family dinner this Saturday. It's just a small gathering. Intimate, elegant, tasteful.
Oh, really? That's news to me. What time were you thinking?
Well, actually, you won't be attending. I've already confirmed the reservation, and there's just not enough space in the private room for everyone.
Not personal. Got it. Just a family dinner without your family's daughter-in-law.
Don't make this harder than it is. I had to make cuts. The venue is very exclusive, not the kind of place you squeeze in extra chairs.
Oh, I wouldn't want to ruin the aesthetic. Wouldn't want to show up and, clash with the napkins?
That's not fair. You know what I mean? The dinner has a tone. Certain guests bring ambiance. Others complicate it.
Wow, so I'm a complication now?
That's not what I said.
It's absolutely what you said, Helena, just not with that many syllables.
This restaurant is refined, quiet, elegant. I didn't think it would suit you. You've always been a little, casual.
Casual, right. And here I thought that was called being relaxed.
I didn't mean that as an insult. Some people are comfortable in denim. Others are meant for linen and silk. I just didn't want you to feel out of place.
Kindness usually feels less like a door being slammed in your face.
That's dramatic. No one's slamming anything. I just curated the evening with care. It's an intimate moment for family.
Except not my family, apparently.
Ethan understands. He agreed it might be good for you to take a night to yourself. Relax, watch a movie.
No, of course not. God forbid I clutter up your curated room with my working-class presence.
That's not what this is about.
Isn't it?
You're twisting my words. I chose Bellissimo because it's perfect for the occasion. Exclusive, polished, subtle. You don't just walk in.
Huh, imagine that.
The room has a Murano chandelier, real white glove service, a pianist in the corner. They don't even take online reservations. I had to call someone.
Sounds like you worked really hard to impress the people you did invite.
I did, and I wanted the mood to be seamless. I know that's not a word that means much to you, but it matters in these settings.
And I'm the wrong tone.
If you insist on making it sound cruel, I can't stop you, but I try to be generous.
And yet here we are, you texting me a snub wrapped in a bow and calling it a gift.
You're being unnecessarily combative.
And you're being exactly who you always are.
Ethan and I simply value certain standards. He was raised to appreciate things done properly.
Ethan barely noticed the linen at our wedding, but I guess people learn new tastes when their mothers teach them.
I really don't appreciate the tone.
Trust me, Helena, the tone could be worse.
I'm trying to keep this civil. I'd like you to remember that we are family, despite our differences.
Family dinners are usually the one place that doesn't need a guest list, but I guess I never quite made the cut with you.
The reservation is under my name, Saturday at 7. I'll make sure the staff knows not to expect you.
How thoughtful.
And for what it's worth, I genuinely hope you use that evening to unwind, meditate, reflect.
Sure, well, you sip wine 2 rooms over, surrounded by cutlery and people who fit the tone.
You're mocking what you don't understand. That restaurant has a per-plate minimum that would make your head spin.
Probably. I tend to measure value differently. You know, things like honesty, humility, actual kindness.
I'm sorry you feel this way, but I won't apologize for trying to give Ethan and the rest of us something tasteful.
He does. I hope it's everything you designed it to be.
Thank you. I'm glad you understand.
Oh, I understand plenty.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this,
Buonasera, mia figlia. How is my dear sweet daughter on this lovely evening?
Whoa, Dad, you're speaking Italian to me again. That typically means either you're in a really good mood, or you can tell that I'm not in such a good mood.
The way you say that makes it seem like it might be a little bit of both. So go on, Marissa, tell me what's on your mind.
Well, you know that my mother-in-law had a reservation at our restaurant this Saturday, right?
Marissa, this is my restaurant, my castle. Nothing goes on here without my knowledge. Your mother-in-law booked the private room for 4 guests. I assume that means her husband, your husband, and you. Am I right?
Well, you're 3 for 4.
I am? Who's not coming?
That would be me.
What do you mean that would be you? Marissa, you're family. If there's a dinner for 4 and you're not one of the 4, then something's very, very wrong.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt reading the message. Helena texted me this morning. No call, no warning, just a message saying she hoped I'd understand, but the dinner was going to be just family.
She said that? She actually said that? Just family and excluded you?
She was very polite about it, which somehow made it worse. She mentioned the restaurant's tone, how it's quiet, elegant, exclusive. And then she reminded me that I've always been a little more casual.
Casual? You've helped run this kitchen for 6 years. You've hosted more dignitaries and doctors and diplomats than Helena has even met in her entire life. And she dares to use my restaurant to imply that my daughter doesn't belong in it?
I don't even think it's about me, honestly. I think she already had someone else in mind and just didn't want to say it outright. She framed it like she was protecting me from feeling out of place, like the chandelier and the pianist would be too much for me.
Too much for you? You were standing beside me when we installed that chandelier. You helped pick out the damn pianist. If anyone should feel out of place there, it's her.
I know, but she made it sound so clean, so final, like it had already been decided, and all that was left was to inform me I didn't make the cut.
And what about Elliot? What did he say?
I sent him the message. He saw it, but he left me on red. No follow-up, no question, nothing. Just silence.
That boy. No, that man. That man stood next to you at the altar, and now he lets his mother cut you out like you're just some name on a list? He let her do this, and he didn't even have the decency to pretend he cared?
I think that's what broke me a little. Not just what she said, but that he let it land and stayed quiet while it did.
I don't know what's worse, that he didn't defend you or that he didn't even flinch. He saw you get pushed out of your own life and just let it happen, like it was some minor scheduling issue.
I would have taken anything. A sorry, a shrug, even a dumb little emoji, but he gave me nothing. Like I was an inconvenience he was hoping would resolve itself quietly.
That family has always cared more about appearances than truth, and now they're trying to rewrite the story without you. And they're doing it in my restaurant, Marissa. That's not just insulting, it's personal.
I didn't expect her to love me, but I thought, after everything, she'd at least pretend I mattered. Instead, she disinvites me like it's a formality. No warmth, no room, just an edit.
You were the one who made those dinners work. You kept the peace. You carried the small talk when the silence got awkward. And now she thinks replacing you will make things feel more refined? I want to see who's sitting in that 4th seat.
You checked the reservation?
Of course I checked. I told you, nothing happens in my house without me knowing. She booked 4, that part wasn't a lie, but her excuse was, you were never part of that head count.
So who's it for?
I don't know yet. She didn't list names, just numbers. But whoever it is, she thinks they fit better, that they match her chandelier and her idea of what family looks like.
Maybe it's someone new, someone she doesn't have to explain, someone who won't remind her of everything she's trying to erase. It could be anyone, and somehow that's worse than knowing.
Whoever they are, they're not better than you. They're just convenient, quiet, willing to smile and nod while Helena orchestrates her fantasy. But I won't be smiling, not in my kitchen.
I want to see them. I want to see exactly who she decided was a better fit. I want to know who took my seat while I'm home pretending it doesn't matter.
You won't have to wonder. I'll be there, watching. And when they walk through that door pretending like they belong, I'll remember what it costs to make the table look perfect.
Honestly, I can't believe that you had the gall to show up tonight after I explicitly forbid you from coming. You should count yourself lucky that a slap is all you got. You deserved much worse for your insolence. The next time I tell you not to come to a family dinner, do not come.
What is wrong with you, Helena? You came up from behind me as I was walking inside, pulled me back by my hair, and slapped me in the face.
You're not still blaming me for that, are you? I told you not to come. You came. You got your well-deserved punishment. That's all.
I have every right to come here.
Do I need to give you another lesson, Marissa? Do I need to remind you that you are nothing but a filthy peasant?
Trust me, you've already made it very clear how you think of me.
Then we're done here. Be on your way, or else.
Or else what, Helena? You'll claw me again in front of the valet? Maybe this time aim for the other side of my face, so it matches. Go ahead. Finish what you started. You want blood? Come take it.
Oh, please, don't act like you didn't show up begging for this exact moment. You knew exactly what you were doing. You wanted eyes on you, attention, sympathy. I simply gave you the climax your little stunt was missing.
The only stunt here is you pretending this is normal, pretending you're justified. You dragged me by the hair and slapped me on the pavement like I was trash, and you're proud of that?
I'm proud of maintaining order. You disrupted a curated private evening. I dealt with it efficiently, elegantly.
Elegant? You assaulted your daughter-in-law outside your son's family dinner, and you did it in public.
I barely touched you. You should be thanking me for showing restraint. I could have broken your nose. Instead, I made a point.
No, you made a choice, and I'm making one now. I'm pressing charges.
You'll do no such thing. You don't have the spine, the evidence, or the money. You're all mouth, Marissa, no teeth.
You know what's even worse than you putting your hands on me? The fact that your son stood there and said nothing. Not when I showed up. Not when you grabbed me. Not even after you hit me.
Elliot understands boundaries. He knew better than to interfere with something I was already managing.
He didn't even blink, Helena. I looked him right in the eye while you were screaming in mine, and he looked away, like I was the problem.
Because you were. You humiliated him. You embarrassed the family. What reaction did you expect? Applause?
I expected something. A word, a question, a line of defense. But he just stood there and let you drag me by the hair like I was nothing.
That's not true. He asked me afterward if I was all right. He said I seemed upset.
Of course he did. Because the only woman he's ever been trained to comfort is you.
Be careful, Marissa. You're starting to sound jealous.
I'm beyond jealousy. I'm disgusted. With you, with him, with the entire charade you've built where I'm somehow always the one being asked to understand.
You're not a victim. You're a disruption.
No, I'm your son's wife, and you've made that mean absolutely nothing.
You've said your piece, now go home, before you embarrass yourself further. This conversation is beneath both of us at this point.
Home? Do you honestly think I still have one after this?
You have a husband, a house, that's more than most women in your position can claim.
I have walls, I have rooms, but I don't know what's inside them anymore. Not when I can be assaulted in public and my own husband walks away like nothing happened.
He walked away because you left him no choice.
No, he walked away because he's you, just quieter, and I don't think I can keep living like that.
Then leave. If you're so miserable, pack your things and disappear. No one's stopping you.
Maybe I will. Maybe this whole night was the sign I needed. Because the person I used to be wouldn't have let any of this happen, and I don't even recognize the one who just stood here and let you talk to her like this.
Could you help me with something, sweetheart? I can't make up my mind. Should I poison their food with bleach or just do it the good old-fashioned way and spit in all their food?
Dad, don't do anything that would run afoul of food safety laws.
Oh, sweet pea, there's not a law on the books I wouldn't break for you right now.
Trust me, Dad, however angry you are right now, I'm far angrier.
I think you underestimate the ability of an Italian to hold a grudge.
Please, Dad, I get it, I really do, but I'm begging you, don't get revenge for me. You just serve them like usual.
I'd like to serve them up a big fat knuckle sandwich. How's your cheek? Still sore?
Yeah, a little bit, but I put some ice on it, so it's getting better.
If I had known she was gonna put her hands on you, I would have canceled that reservation the second she made it. I'd rather burn the dining room down than serve her another plate.
I know, but then she wins twice. Once by hitting me, and again by making you lose your temper.
She doesn't win anything, not while I'm still breathing.
You've done more than enough already. Just seeing your name on my phone tonight, it reminded me I'm not alone in this.
Not alone, Marissa, you are surrounded by me, by this kitchen, by everyone here who actually knows who you are.
Then why does it feel like I'm the one who needs to disappear to keep the peace?
Because they've been chipping away at you for so long, you started thinking erosion was your fault. But it's not. It never was.
She looked me in the eye and told me to go home, and for the first time in years, I didn't know what that meant.
Home is not a house, Marissa. It's the people who still see you when you feel invisible. And if that means this kitchen, this staff, this broken old man, then that's where you belong. Let me ask you something. Does Elliot have any cousins? Ones I haven't met?
Yeah, a few, but they're older. One lives in Boston, the other's married with 3 kids in Santa Barbara. Why?
Because I'm looking at a young man and a young woman sitting with Helena and your husband right now, and neither of them looks like Aunt Teresa.
Are you serious? Describe them.
The girl's in a green dress. She hasn't touched her food, keeps whispering into Elliot's ear like it's some date night. The guy's dressed too sharp for comfort. Collared shirt, clean watch, smug little grin.
I don't know either of them.
Then I guess your seat didn't go empty after all.
So she really did it. She didn't just exclude me. She replaced me. Dad, do we still have the security cameras covering the entrance, the front sidewalk too?
Of course we do. Why?
Because I want a copy. Of everything from the moment I walked up to the moment she hit me.
Say no more. I'll pull the footage tonight. I'll lock it up myself.
I'm not saying I'll use it. Not yet. but I want to know it exists. That if I decide I'm not staying quiet, I'll have something to show that I'm not crazy.
You don't need proof to convince me, but if you want it for the rest of the world, I'll make sure it's there.
Thank you. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but for the first time, I want the option.
My goodness, that dinner was absolutely delicious last night. That Antonio sure knows how to make a lasagna. It's too bad you had to go and ruin the mood by showing your face at the restaurant, though. Oh, and another thing. My lawyer called me this morning. He says you're pressing charges for assault? Please, you're such a child. But no matter, I'll have him take care of everything. He knows the county prosecutor. Any charges will be dropped before noon.
You seem confident in your ability to avoid consequences.
A peasant girl like yourself doesn't understand how the real world works. It would be charming if it weren't so pitiful.
What if I told you that I had all the audio and visual evidence I need to prove you assaulted me?
Ha! Don't make me laugh. The only way you could get your hands on that is if you somehow knew the owner of the restaurant. And he would never associate with the likes of you.
Yeah, funny story about that.
What's that supposed to mean? Don't get smug with me, girl. You've always had a hard time understanding your place.
My place is wherever the truth is backed up by surveillance-grade clarity and 2 angles of you dragging me by the scalp.
You're bluffing. You wouldn't dare. Antonio would never hand that over to you. He's a businessman, not a fool.
You're 2 for 3. He is a businessman, and he is not a fool, but he already handed over the footage to me.
You can keep telling that lie all you want, but I'm never going to believe it.
Let me throw that right back at you, Helena. You can keep telling yourself that all you want, but it's the truth. He gave me the footage because I asked him personally. He's my father.
Ha! There's not a chance in the world that Antonio is your father.
You never met my parents, did you?
I remember you telling me your mother passed away and your father was too busy with work to attend the wedding, so I never met him, no.
His work is running the very restaurant that you ate at last night.
No. No, that's not possible. Antonio would have told me. He wouldn't have kept something like that from me.
He didn't keep it from you. You just never asked. You never saw me as someone who could belong to a man like him.
That makes no sense. He never said a word. Not during the engagement, not at the wedding. Why keep it a secret?
Because he knew what you were like. He saw the way you talked about me, the way you looked at me. He didn't want to taint what we had by letting you poison it. But let's get back on track, shall we? Like I was saying, I have all the evidence I need to prove you slapped me, and I am not dropping the charges, because once I'm done taking care of the issue of your assault, there's one more issue I need to attend to. Actually, 2 issues.
What? What does that mean? What are you trying to say?
I'm saying I hope the 4 of you enjoyed your dinner together, because it just might be your last.
Antonio, this is outrageous! Marissa's claiming you gave her security footage from tonight. Tell me it's a lie. You wouldn't stab a loyal customer like me in the back, would you?
You've got some nerve, Helena, texting me after what you did. I handed Marissa the footage myself. Every frame of you grabbing her hair and slapping her outside my restaurant. You think I'd let you walk away from that?
That's a betrayal of trust! I've spent thousands at Bellissimo, and now you're siding with that nobody? She's lying, saying you're her father. You're a businessman, not a fool. Stop this charade.
Nobody? Lying? You don't know a damn thing about my daughter or me. You assaulted Marissa in front of my place, humiliated her, and expect me to bow to your wallet? You're the one living in a fantasy, strutting around like you own my kitchen. Let me paint you a picture since you're so blind. I wasn't born sipping wine under chandeliers. 40 years ago, I left a dirt-poor village in Italy with $50 and a torn suitcase. Couldn't speak a word of English. Landed in Chicago, slept in a basement, scrubbed dishes till my hands bled. Folks like you laughed, called me a dumb foreigner, thought I'd never rise. I built Bellissimo from a food cart, Helena, a cart! Worked through winters with no heat, learned English from street signs, got cheated by suppliers who smelled my accent, but I kept going. For Marissa, for her mother, for the family I swore I'd lift up. You think your threats scare me? I've faced hunger, eviction, doors slammed in my face. You're just noise in a fancy dress.
Oh, save the immigrant saga for someone who cares. Your past doesn't justify betraying me. That footage is private, and I'll have my lawyer sue you for every penny you've got. Bellissimo will be a memory when I'm done.
Sue me? I've faced worse than your courtroom tantrums. Landlords jacked up rent to push me out. Bankers scoffed at my dreams. I outlasted them all. You're not some grand villain, Helena. Just a loudmouth with a checkbook. And let's talk about betrayal. You broke my daughter's spirit. Marissa's my pride, my blood. She helped me pick that chandelier you drool over. She worked beside me when her mom passed. You called her a nobody? She's the heart of this place. You hit her, you hit me. You don't get to slink away like it's nothing.
I deserve respect. I've poured money into your restaurant. Marissa provoked me, crashing my private dinner. If she's your daughter, why hide it? Sounds like a desperate story to cover her drama.
Hide it? I kept it quiet because I saw how you treated her, like trash under your heels. I didn't want your venom poisoning what we built. Marissa's got my fire, my soul. You're all mirrors and no depth. You think your cash makes you superior? In my village, we shared bread with strangers. You'd rather choke than share a table with someone beneath you. Respect isn't bought, Helena. I earned mine through sweat and scars. Marissa's got more class than you'll ever fake. You look down on her because she's real, not some polished puppet. You're not elite. You're a snob who'd sell her own son for a better table.
How dare you insult me? I'm a pillar of this city's elite. My friends will shun this place. Destroy that footage or you and your so-called daughter will pay dearly.
Let your friends whisper. My customers know me, know Marissa's laugh, her heart. Your gossip's nothing. I survived a new country calling me worthless every day. You can't touch me. My only mistake was letting you book my room. Next time you step in Bellissimo, you'll be begging for a seat by the door. The footage stays, and Marissa's fight's just beginning. You messed with the wrong family, Helena.
You vicious snake, Melissa! Richard's divorcing me because you told him I cheated! You've shattered my life with those vile lies! How dare you meddle in my marriage! I've been his wife for 30 years, a pillar of this city! I'll sue you for defamation, you wretched girl! You'll pay dearly for this outrage!
Lies, Helena? I told Richard the truth about your curated dinner at Bellissimo. Your lover, Thomas, was there, wasn't he? I've got undeniable proof. Servers saw you kissing him in the private room last month. Valets caught you sneaking off together at night. I handed Richard your flirty texts, incriminating photos, even a hotel booking you were too careless to delete. My curation feels exquisitely elegant, don't you agree?
That's preposterous, Melissa! Thomas is a refined family friend, nothing more. You're weaving disgusting scandals to ruin me. Spying like a lowlife, digging through my private life. It's beneath contempt! Richard won't believe your fabricated nonsense over me. You've crossed a line, and I'll make you regret it.
Fabricated, Helena? He saw Thomas's "darling, meet me later" texts on your unlocked phone. Not exactly subtle. He's done with you, and I'm done with Elliot. Your precious son's no saint. Clara, that green dress girl, is his mistress. She's been his secret for a year, right under my nose, while I trusted him blindly.
That's utter madness, Melissa. Elliot would never betray you. Clara's just a charming friend swept up in your paranoid delusions. You are concocting this to tear our family apart. I'll ensure every socialite in Chicago knows what a spiteful, conniving creature you are. You'll be shunned for this.
Paranoid, Helena? I've got screenshots of Elliot and Clara planning romantic weekends while I worked late. Sarah, our server, saw them cozying up at your dinner, giggling like lovesick teenagers while you preened over your wine. I sent Elliot the evidence. He didn't deny it, just pleaded with me to keep it from you. My divorce papers are filed, Helena. Your golden boy's single, just like you now.
You're a monster, Melissa. Clara's innocent, and Elliot's loyal to his core. You've twisted everything to destroy us. You had no right to meddle in my marriage or his. Richard's overreacting, but I'll win him back with my charm. You're burning every bridge, and you'll regret this betrayal.
Good. I don't want bridges to cheaters. I found texts where Elliot promised Clara a future, swore he'd leave me for her. Betrayal runs deep in your blood, Helena. Clara's done with him. She called me, livid that he lied about being married. She's ready to testify if I need her. Your family's crumbling, and I'm just warming up.
You vindictive liar, Melissa! There's no affair, not with Thomas or Clara. I invited them because they're refined, unlike you with your tacky common ways. You're nobody without us, a nobody! I'll fight this divorce, rebuild my impeccable reputation, and Bellissimo will pay for harboring you.
Refined, Helena? Thomas was your side piece. Clara was Elliot's. You both thought you could cheat and keep your polished image. I showed Richard and my lawyer everything. Texts, photos, witnesses. Richard's moving out, and I'm packing my bags. You're not slipping out of this, no matter how loudly you scream.
You wretched girl, Melissa! You can't do this to me! I'll rally my friends to shun Bellissimo, drive it into the ground. Nobody crosses me and walks away unscathed. Elliot won't forgive you for dragging his name through this filthy mud. You'll be left with nothing.
Elliot can keep his lies and his mistress. My dad's banning you from Bellissimo. No more chandeliers, no more private rooms. You and Elliot can find another place to play your deceitful games. Maybe Thomas and Clara will join you for a cozy double date. I'm standing tall, Helena, while you're falling apart.
You're nothing, Melissa. Richard's lawyer won't find a shred in my prenup. I'll get everything, and you'll be left destitute. You think you've won this war? You're delusional, a pathetic nobody.
Richard's lawyer found your prenup's cheating clause. You're getting zilch, Helena. Elliot's broke. Clara's gone. You built this mess. My dad built Bellissimo with heart, not your fake polish. Your gossip won't touch us. I'm free from your venom, Elliot's betrayal, your rotten family.
You'll pay for this, Melissa. I'll ruin you and that tacky restaurant. You're nobody, just a spiteful, vengeful nobody.
I've already won, Helena. My lawyer's adding your assault to my divorce case. That footage is pure gold. You and Elliot can share a lawyer. Might save you some pennies. I'm Antonio's daughter, more than you'll ever be. Go cry to Thomas. I've got a divorce to finalize and a restaurant to run. Goodbye, Helena.
I'll destroy you, Melissa! You can't do this to me!
Months had passed since I exposed their lies, and Helena's life lies in tatters. She's divorced, penniless, her prenup's cheating clause having stripped her bare. Her elite friends abandoned her after Thomas fled for a wealthier lover. Elliot, too, is broken. His real estate ventures collapsed without my father's restaurant connections. Clara deserted him upon learning he was married, leaving him alone, his dreams shattered. Their once perfect facades are now dust. Meanwhile, I am flourishing. I finalized my divorce and now run Bellissimo alongside my father, whose pride lights up our kitchen. The restaurant thrives, packed nightly with loyal patrons who cherish our authenticity. Sarah and the staff, my true family, celebrate with joyous after-hours gatherings. I established a scholarship for underprivileged youth, proving nobodies can soar. Helena settled her assault case, fearing my footage would go public. Elliot's desperate pleas for forgiveness remain unanswered. I am free, my spirit unbroken, my path clear. Bellissimo's chandelier gleams, untainted by their deceit. They sought to crush me, but I rose stronger, their betrayal fueling my ascent. While they drown in their self-made ruin, I reign over my empire.